how you're going to play the rest of the round from.
I mean, I agree. It almost kind of feels like Inferno to a sense is like Nuke in that regard, where you kind of want to find out where the oppo is and go the opposite direction in most times, considering how hard it can be to counter on a map like this. But in recent times, I will say we've seen teams stray away from doing that. Sometimes they'll just go head first to the op and try to abuse it. But it'll be quite some time before we see the skill set. And instead, got to start with the dualies, the USPs, the Glocks, and all this nitty-gritty pistol action before we can truly talk. Offers going to come out for you.
Here we go. Knife round already having concluded, I think. I think that's how this works. We play knife rounds in the best of ones. Like, to assume at the very least. Limitless now on the CT side. Start with 2 sets of dual Berettas. One placed up at the front side lane and the other Brit B. And things have gone very slow into the of mid now. Micro just scouting things out and seeing if anybody's going to take a peer down, and maybe in a second a jiggle from Poseidon might give up a little bit of information. Not going to be sure if that shoulder was spotted, but it won't matter. They're still ready to pop out into the A site, and Dane now has the info that there's at least one.
But the stack isn't here. It's a majority at B, and right now you've still got somebody selling presence. Lake, he's an extra prong in this. Now, I just wonder where Micro decides to take his squad with this. They don't really have a ton of information beyond already having been spotted in the apartments, but it seems that quick jiggle, good enough to send him to the other side of the map, and this is exactly what Limitless want. While Carpe Diem, they've got smokes, they've got a flash to try and help their cause in getting in. What's really going to matter is getting through this stack.
It is going to be difficult. Placed up top, Mello is not going to inflict as much damage as he would like to, and there are still 2 players nearby. Awkward positioning to be able to fight in from, but Doom still able to find one on low HP from the pillar, and even still, the bomb will go down. Man, disadvantage, and the way back from A is not going to be an easy one as Arcade. Separating between them, the splinter, the thorn in the side of Poseidon now as he takes his teammate easy enough. Oh, even the follow-up with the USP. A little bit of BM even coming through there from Johnny Arcade as they do win out that round. Carpe Diem on this T side off to a smooth start.
Round one? Round one? I mean, hey, alright. If you want to get it going, then get it going, but by no means is this going to be some free ride. However, I did like what I saw there from Carpe Diem. Even though they were outnumbered, I'd say in what your traditional stack is, or what your traditional setup is when you're looking to go against me, it was really no problem. The spacing was superb. Really, one flash kind of set them up for perfect success, and it's not what I expected. Now, another thing I didn't expect is Mello fielding the scout to kick us off. And a shot goes into the wild blue. No connections, nothing, as Carpe Diem forced them away from bracket. And I don't think they're going to transition back to B this time around. It does kind of feel like they're destined for A.
No real reason to backtrack at this point in time. With all the map control that you've gained, with all the utility that you've expended, you may as well commit to it here and now, as they are on lesser weaponry. You can kind of ensure that you're going to be able to at least get close range proximity with the SMGs, but will that favor they or the 5.7s is the question. They're Deagles on the rest, but Danes has already been softened down to 7, and Mello's Scout, once they close upon his spot, it's going to be hard, but even still, they're fighting at least damage. Poseidon with 1 on the Deagle, only that, though. Down through the corner of the box is Wiz, his arch nemesis for this map. As for the rest, they just look to farm up the cash, and those MAC-10s are doing a good job of it. Really sticking it to him, and his grape, besides the archway by a smoke, will only be really hoping to find maybe a gun, a couple of bodies taken down as well, because economic damage isn't really going to be all that important to them right now, Limitless. They're going to be saving into the next round regardless, so if you can get a gun, that would be worth his while. Otherwise, you may as well just keep the body armor, Deagle, Smoke, Flash, and live to use that into the following.
Yeah, and it's a little unfortunate because I kind of liked what Limitless brought to this round, where they had that perfect setup on A, even though, yeah, it didn't go amazingly. You would have liked Mello to get a tag at the start, but watch their rebuttal when everything starts to hit the fan. In Carpe Diem, quickly get control of bracket, start wrapping up from Arch. It just kind of feels weird, right? They throw the smoke down, they have the perfect split, they stop them from coming up lane, they keep them in a halt, and even isolate players who come through the arch smoke and find the first kill on top of that. But they just can't wrap their head around the trades, and that kind of feels like it's destined to happen a little bit with the newly added Poseidon and Doom. But
both of those players are the ones who got kills.
Right. I mean, that's what's a little weird about it.
Mello has a
it
scout
felt,
and pit,
it
though,
felt
so, I mean,
uncoordinated, but
it's hard to work with.
true. That's valid. And the Deagles on site only have so much they can accomplish.
Peek here from Arcade, coined by Elige. Fun fact. Popularized at the very least, maybe not coined, but a little bit of a Zeus miss there from Poseidon. It's ironic. Now the Doom, this USP has been over at beat. He's got nothing really to fight back into this site with. Again, a little bit of utility to be able to carry over, but not really sure that much is worth his while if he's able to catch a quick kill, but he'll go down thanks to Lake's Galil posted already up at the top side of the graveyard. He'll find them their third consequential round win, continuing to stack them up back-to-back, and the money that the MAC-10s have made previously and the fact that they're keeping as many bodies up as they have been, a pretty feel-good moment for them as the AWP is not into the hands of Poseidon just yet. Have to see what he can do with that rifle as he's still just to put his damage down range. It's going to have to be a little bit more so from everybody else surrounding him in the supporting cast.
Finally, we see some guns come out for Limitless, even though it's bonus on the opposite end. This is where we need to see more of a fight back from them. The CT side looks rather split, honestly. Mello's super committed in the boiler room right now, and Dangerous, well, he's only holding for a quick piece of info. Maybe now you see a push come up from the boiler player? No. And Arcade may take his life for it. Double dink back? No. Taken low, but the kill doesn't follow, and Poseidon on the backup has everything going well for Limitless. A triple, no, a double as he falls back to pit. But it damn near was a third with Lake sprinting in like that.
Throw around Archway, just trying to cut off some information for now. As they haven't actually gone up with that smoke, it's them now finding themselves back near the apartments and back towards their initial plan as two players here more worried about that R trap than anything else. Got so many eyes put on it. Obviously, Poseidon will be able to react once the utility comes through on how he wants to play around this one, but as the pit burns Dangerous out, smoke onto himself, will he be able to play around it over the top, spotting Micro, finishing the job on the Lake that was started only a few moments ago, and it's very solid A-hole with all things considered as Poseidon sends a couple of bullets right on back into the body of the T-sided player who had done him so dirty a few rounds ago. It's going to be them on the board with one.
And again, I love the call from Limitless in this round. Look at what they do. Originally, I was really concerned about Mello being that aggressive in Boiler. Yeah, sure, he's not fully committed to the apartments, but you gotta think, if a swing comes in, he's not gonna have the time to get out of that corner and get back into lane, which is what I was worried about. But then you look around the board, and they have Dangerous jiggling Boiler to try and set up for him so he's more knowledge on what's going on. And then you've got Poseidon in lane as a second entity, ensuring he doesn't fall. Like, that was a sick setup to see.
Up through mid now. Slowly creeping with only one of these players. They love their Hall's control, and it has done them some good in getting close enough into these bomb sites, but Dane lucky to get away with his life. Tagged through the corner of the wall. Wiz happy to get the output of damage. Would have liked the kill, but from then on, it's going to get a little bit awkward as Poseidon's AK-47 is only able to do the exact response that he'd seen a moment ago with the sniper. That leaves them a man down. He isn't able to get out of dodge in time, and Dangerous is in no condition to be fighting in support.
This is tough. It felt like Poseidon had everything going for him, but just one bullet shy. Now 68 players up for what seems to be impending failure. Dangerous, you said it earlier, he doesn't have the health available to him now. It's just Mello. With 3 players on 1 HP, he can only deal a killing blow to Micro. IGL is gone, but not forgotten. They play on in his honor, and they are completely isolated from the site, except for Doom. Both split up with one another, and it doesn't seem anybody's completely aware of this just yet. Eventually, you're going to tune into the idea of this happening, but Doom, for now, is completely aided by anonymity, seeing 2 players, including the off on the bracket. No, he didn't. And the first drop comes through, but he didn't actually see nor hear Wiz. Now the molly comes in, and all Grape is doing is waiting to see what Doom can accomplish. Only the one again. And it felt like maybe there was a chance in that round, but now Grape, he's just hoping for something. It's desperation as he looks to sprint through his smoke. Instead, it's head hung in defeat. Carpe Diem trading the round back out, and Limitless sent packing.
It was never going to be easy for Grape to fight back into that one without Doom having to bang the multi-frag, and it gets really hard. Caught between that angle, then made known after the first kill, albeit all the players were softened up enough. Feels like, you said it, really needing to get to their Mellow inside of the site in order to make that doable for the rest of the squad, as he finds the one bullet on the 1 HP player. Transitioning onto the next is not going to be easy from coldzera. Tactical timeout. Deciding how they go about this next buy, if they go in halfway, try and have everything that they need into the next, or if they put everything into one, as they've not yet lost out on the half. Not even all too close to having to worry about the tie if they forfeit this round by way of economy. It's going to be Carpe Diem now with a pretty good set of momentum heading their way, as Arcade 8-1. Top of the charts. Yet to really fall in any high importance moment. Always finding himself in the clutch, or at least in the post plants. And that's going to be something that they need to continue if you're not going to be able to look towards light. Because usually your lights out rifler is stated in that pre-show, and not having really to get all too hot and started on this game just yet is probably a good sign.
Yeah. And everything's looking up for Carpe Diem right now. And the one person we didn't really have on the bingo card for being the standout performer, I feel like, was definitely Arcade. There wasn't much discussion about him at all, and maybe for improper reason. Currently 8-1. Under the radar, it feels like it's flown, but he's been killing it. And you can't really have that stop now. Again, another very important rifle round for Limitless to acquire. And they've looked respectable in these endeavors, so it's not to count them out, even though the score looks a bit daunting. But for now, a lot of utility's been burned through, including Grape and Doom's full sets. And they have info on Dangerous lurking under the balcony. A little bit of damage, just down to 41. Still certainly manageable. Could be a lot better. Is Lake looking for maybe like a silent round or something? I think he did it in all. I'm not sure. But right now, they've still kept presence of these two players fully committed today. So essentially, it's do or die when this exec comes in at B. The util flies over. You've got that third and Grape from CT spawn. But you lose these fights or even go 3 for 3, round is likely done. And there will be a little more time to discuss now that there's only the one smoke in the way. But the time is of utmost importance. In they go.
Smoke blown, 20 seconds, still players to flush out, and as Poseidon's trying to take a little bit of the attention away, he'll be shot through the smoke. It's Seb to find a double, actually. One fully blind, the other without any information as to where they actually are, and given to him on a silver platter by the fate of the gods. It's Dangerous and Mellow, the upper and lower half of that lane hold. Now at the end of this round, left with nothing, left with no chance of retaking into the bomb site with the lack of damage on the output. A kill, some peppering onto Lake, but other than that, an otherwise extremely successful pop into the B site thanks to the nade inside of the smoke. They get all their vision. The flashbangs are going to be well-timed just the same. A beautiful execution, to be completely honest with you, from Carpe Diem, and one that Limitless really never stood a chance in.
And that's what I was saying, right? It's really hard to move with something like that. Obviously, there's risks to take when it comes to the setups that you go into around with. And that's one of them if you're Limitless. It almost feels like with how committed they were to be for, majority of the round, which isn't necessarily to the discredit of them, things either go your way or they don't. And that's kind of clear-cut Inferno at times. But the one thing we haven't seen from Limitless is a lot of aggression, like, anywhere. I mean, yeah, they've tried to hold on to Bracket's control, but they haven't really taken the fight to Carpe Diem at all. And it almost feels like, again, what we said yesterday, where it was Mythic playing Might's game. It feels a little bit of the same, where Carpe Diem are just playing their own game, and Limitless, it's up to you to try and counter us, which so far, they really aren't.
Two rifles, one going on the aggression, as you mentioned, in Mellow at 3 HP. Finding that kill is still going to be nice, but will you be able to get away? The answer is no. Arcade, quick to the hop into the top of the balcony room. Dispatches of Mellow through the wood. Spam is good. One bullet is all that it was going to require, and now continuing his peek in towards Bracket, sees nothing, and now can get a pretty decent idea as to what's going on. Knowing there is at least one more player nearby a few moments ago, they can kind of assess the situation and decide to make a pretty early hit happen, as they don't have a whole lot of utility left on the belts of the 4. One with full. They can take this space quietly and then go from there. Micro being silently placed upon the top of the half wall will be Interesting position to play from now as the execution comes through, but one thing to keep note of is that both of the rifles are towards A. They look to get to this site and are successful in doing so. They will just be going on for the save, no questions asked. Really is Doom with 2. The crab walk peek through the smoke is good for them actually to have a chance into this one with armor on Dane. Maybe they do go for this one.
Feel like you gotta, right, with the score starting to go the way that it is. You need something to go back in your favor. There's that last smoke thrown. Utility is a bit amiss, and for a couple of seconds, it'll be temporarily swayed away off through the smoke.
Here it is.
And again, Wiz, the man we discussed earlier, having struggles in CS2, again, struggles here. Op not even picked up by Micro, but where does he lie? That's the big question to ask yourself right now. If you're Limitless, well, the first place you aren't going to check is new box, and now it's a 1v1.
He is a kid.
New versus old. Actually, no, it's new in general, but Micro wins it anyway. It's the IGL stepping up, and another person I said you need to rely on if you're Carpe Diem, and that faith, well placed with a clutch like that.
6-1. That was their save, though. Let's reel it back just a little bit. That is pretty decent victory for Limitless in a round that they were otherwise not expecting to win out on. Now have everything. Gone to the store. Acquired all their goodies. Look to chef up something nice as the AWP. Playing towards that A site more passively is the 3 rifle. Run down through Banana is where they look to gain their ground, and as they do, there's nobody home. Damage onto Seb already. This is where things are going to get a little bit claustrophobic, it's probably going to feel like, for the side of Carpe Diem, and this is where Poseidon can kind of take his time to choose where he wants to play out the rest of the round from. This is where he can kind of catch them off guard by surprise, as that utility player setting them up for that incursion. If he makes his way over to the archway in a moment, which he has, he might catch them with the timing. Not to be, though. Smoke there, nade in,
no!
is walking away, knife pulled with the MAC-10 through Arcade! You need to hit those as the no-scope connects! And Poseidon with possibly the most important opening of this round and of this game for Limitless.
That nade timing was so scary from Poseidon. As soon as he throws the HE, you kind of had that feeling in your gut that he's dead. Like, there's no way he's not coming away from, or that he's coming away from that. But now, it's Micro. Again, looking for a little resurgence. Mellow, giving him the shoulder. But I doubt he'll ever fully commit. And I think Micro's going to use this to his advantage, assuming that this is pretty much all there is to the A-site defense. And this could be a false sense of security. Right now, he probably only assumes there to be the player in Arch. He's not aware of Dangerous in the middle of the site. First kill comes in still. And now you maybe imagine they clear it. Yeah, shoulder seen and the trade delivered. Micro again stepping up. And it's another 2-on-2. This time a retake for Grape and Doom.
Big double. Huge double. Flashbang for Grape to maybe send Doom through. It's really the only sense of hope I can give into this round. As right now, the smoke will have already faded. They'll gain their vision back, but the op from Wiz able to zone off a large portion of this map. He can play off contact, the Vision game leader now. Micro actually swinging in, dealing a lot of damage in exchange, but now they know where he's at. It's only a matter of figuring out where the other is from. And a tap to the head on the top side of the site. Doom removes him. But Micro's not done yet. Doom taps onto the bomb. He's going for the full stick. Will Micro be able to get into it in time? I don't think he will. Doom with the clutch. Nerves of steel in 3.
I can't believe it. Micro, he would imagine eventually he's going to get off of this defuse. There's just no way he sticks it as I'm running him down. But he does. And man, putting a kill on top of it's a really nice cherry to put on that Sunday. Carpe Diem. That felt like it was their round. But one nice shot from Doom and one bold play from him in the following. And Limitless have a little more of a prayer to rely on. Still a 4-round gap. It's no easy feat. But the money of Carpe Diem also isn't that great. One shutdown round, one good hold from Limitless, and they're back in the conversation.
Loss at lane side is not going to be easy, let alone 2 of them, actually, and they've been pretty much flushed out instantly from this spot. And Arcade loved to jump through this one before, but is he going to do it again? There's 2 players here this time around, ready and waiting for him. Poseidon missing on his opportunity in the center of the site. Solo. Now needing someone to be able to come over. Give him some sense of security in this hold. If they can't find a kill towards A at the very least, this is going to get weird, and as it does, Poseidon's still firing off shots, yet to rattle one into the chest of anybody. Jiggling, playing his life as best as he can, but it's Micro who slides out into the center who retrieves it. And now they look to win this one out, now with a man advantage, even as leg spots went over the top of a missed CT smoke.
And again, Limitless had countless opportunities in this round, just not taken as much as they could have.
Man.
You're not going to this. There's just no way. Dane might find the trade, but By the time he does, the round's already a second thought. They're on the save. They're not anywhere near each other. And they'll fall victim to another T-sided affair. Carpe Diem, they're looking hot on this offense.
See, once again, it's Micro, really. A lot of these high-impact kills, not afraid to be taking those opening picks, not being worried to be the first player to slide into the duel. He's confident, rightfully so, and keep it rolling for the rest of this one. You might see Carpe Diem. One hell of a T-side. Not alone. First map. He's currently standing. Doom has been putting his best foot forward, swinging hard across the map. Wherever he gets his duel, that isn't a retake or slew, an onslaught of T's. He's always good for at least his one, and that's what you like to see. Not too far away from being able to claw this one back, but by the time that they get their chance to really do so, it'll already be 8 given up to Carpe Diem, logically speaking, unless this buy worked magic, which I'm not too sure of.
I mean, you're gonna need a lot more than just magic in this one. You've got, what, 2
Hacks.
guns and what, deagles? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. This has been difficult to counter.
My.
Either way, there's just no way. There's just no way. I thought maybe you get the first, but the fact that Seb doubles up on headshots, that just goes to show how much magic you really needed in this round. And maybe they've just found it, because that's the bomb. Doesn't matter how far you've gotten into the
Good
A site.
name.
You've got guns, you've got an op, and you've got the bomb drop. Great, this is the first. His shot's laying out from Micro's MP9. Oh my god, it's a mess. But he cleans it up with 2 and leaves it to Mello. Starstruck by what's just happened to him, barrel spotted, Arcade's gonna collect. It's very easy in the conclusion for Carpe Diem. Doesn't mean it came without its worries.
Off back is almost dangerously so, giving them that gun. There was a few seconds more for them to be able to really coordinate an attack based off the guns that they'd retrieved, and maybe there was some legs to that round for Limitless, but right now, this is, backs up against the wall. Honestly, truthfully, really last chance saloon for them to be able to have any semblance of a CT side start to this one, as they are going very, very dangerously into the altar mid. There are players ready and waiting for them, and as they find their one apiece, it's Seb, who once again does not need vision in order to get a kill. What is happening? There's still 2 more players from the CT side here, and they weren't even really able to activate off the back of that early play. And they're going to be all the more happy with that Carpe Diem.
But Mello's not done. He wants to go back in, hoping that he can make something of the table scraps he's been left. Micro! Dodged him one too many times. Fool me twice, shame on me, and he won't be fooled a third time. Wiz to the trade, but A1S, it's not known for its magazine capacity, and that's really what catches Mello in the end. But there is still Poseidon on the prowl, and back in from CT he goes. We'll see if he can make a round out of this. The last smoke again used on Arch, and he's either going to have to wait it out or hope anonymity gives him a kill, but
They have another one.
he doesn't really have a lot to help him, and yeah, I didn't even notice they picked up the second.
Yeah, that's going to be a pain. Really, as soon as you hear that second smoke
Safe, yep.
plume, it's pretty much wraps on the round. It's a gun that you can't afford in the next. A difference maker that could be the change that they need, but not really being given a whole lot of opportunity with it in these last couple of rounds. Obviously, there was that one where he was the anchor of the B-bomb site where he misses out on his first real sitter of the game on the player peeking, walking around the corner at the top side of car, but other than that, kind of being completely avoided. Although Seb might go down with the bomb, it is not going to really come to bite them in the slightest. They've got more than enough money to justify the full purchase into the final round of the first half. Already 7 rounds to the good. Looking to make that now 8. And I don't really put it past them. It's been really good from the rifling core of Carpe Diem, the role players more so than anything else.
And this is just a perfect storm right now. I mean, the first thing I said, you want to start on the T side. You want to be the ones setting the tone moving forward. And there's a lot you can now build off of that. Like, it's not just the score. It's the fact that on this next half, you have time to figure them out. There is no pressure moving into that CT side. Win or lose this round. So, Carpe Diem, they've pretty much done their jobs. And some of the players you'd think least likely to put up numbers are the ones putting them up right now. Arcade, Seb, the two that are big question marks in that bunch, but Micro is still just killing it. 13-4 out of the IGL? This might be the new wave.
Yeah, you can lead by the front. You can lead at the helm, and that's something he's no stranger to, as Poseidon does claim the life of one, finally given a chance to be able to fight into the early spots of these rounds, as now he might look for a little bit more than even that, as Wiz is posted onto his corner. Does Poseidon get antsy? Does he look for anything more? Could be a problem if he does, because I don't know who out of the two would have the faster reaction time on a tight angle like this, as Wiz eventually reclaims the angle with the Molotov under the balcony, ensuring it's clear. Now they've got a choice to make as we hit the 50-second mark.
And that choice is going to be made back to B. Op originally spotted at A. I don't blame them for completely sidestepping it. However, they're going to have to deal with Great. But this one hell of an off angle, I don't know. Micro, he looked ready to clear it. So does Wiz behind him. What a shot. Keeps it honest and level. But now as the extra players come in, couldn't be more improper. Not looking so great anymore for Carpe Diem in the final round. He's still got Doom to deal with.
What?
The self-flash gets him nowhere.
Wow. Wiz, not only quick enough to turn away from the self-flashbang, or at least hide himself behind the pillar, realizing that it was deployed, but then find the shot after the fact, as he's not able to adjust onto the next wide swing. Dangerous. Nice peek. And Seb into the clutch. Reliable as ever in this game thus far, and only two left, as one is on low HP and the other with an AWP. Will he be able to connect on the shot? In time he will. Poseidon, the opener and the closer, and an all-important third, if they were ever going to have a chance into this game. We're going to see if they can pull it back in just a bit.
Not the greatest of showings thus far from Limitless. However, there's still the second half and a lot of unknowns to endeavor in this offensive side. Carpe Diem, they've set themselves up well and teed up a good potential map victory, but you still got to push it across the finish.
P250 into the hands of the sniper. You're talking about it. Your Opper typically is your best pistol player.
Yep.
It's a pretty safe bet a lot of the time, but as we see, the boost up, with him not taking that duel, making himself known. It's a reaction from Micro to fall back into CT spawn, smoke in hand. Kit as well. Nobody directly placed inside of the site from the CTs just yet, but as that smoke is put down, Micro can kind of play his way around it before he's made blind. This is going to be a 5 versus 5 retake. Wait, they're rushing through Banana. 4 of them are coming through Banana right now. Micro is the only player coming from this side of the map. Mello, he's going to have his work cut out for him.
Everything relies on Mello right now. If he gets nothing, just gets instantly deleted, I really don't have a lot of faith in this hold. But now that they collapse, it's a 2-man crossfire and a pain train for 4 Carpe Diem members. Arcade looking for anything back. One of the only players remaining with CT-sided armor. He and Micro are looking to make a run for the trophy. However, with no extra added elements on Micro except the kit, that one was destined for failure. Maybe a little too much emphasis put on retaking instead of holding the site, and they didn't set themselves up well at all for the ending parts of that round.
Good maneuver for whoever it was to come back to Mello's aid at the corner of the car as they swing in at the perfect time for them to both be able to find the kills required. Other than that, it would have been Mello maybe finding one before anyone else was able to react. And by that time, it's too little too late as Carpe Diem were back into it with Micro, siphoning off the CT spawn. Great work. And otherwise, pretty flat CT side. The T side start looks like it's already got better legs to it in terms of how these players are playing around one another. And let's see if that continues into the second round. If they can find a consecutive, this could be massive for them as the money has been put into an awkward position by the opposition. It's going to be a 5-round gap, hopefully soon turn 4, and then 3, seeing as that save will be required if they can't make it work.
And this is where I expected to see better out of Limitless. I already talked about it, but Carpe Diem adaptation might be a strong suit of Micro T, and that's why this could be so lethal, the score just in general. But for now, they've done well to keep them at bay. Limitless are completely isolated behind these banana smokes that have been chained, but now you gotta get players over there. I think they're soon gonna discover that nobody's in bracket, but it doesn't feel like they're leaving themselves a ton of time to get back in, to assist their boy at B, because right now, it's just Micro T.
Similar to how he was playing over on the pistol round, he's going to do the same little tactic here. Drop that smoke and play on the other side of it. Need to blow it open, flash into the face. If Poseidon blinded by it as well, will eventually regain vision enough to be able to find him through the corner of the first oranges. That's going to be an easy bomb plant. Easy 5v4. Hopefully an easy save call for Carpe Diem, because I don't really foresee them getting a whole hell of a lot from this. Arcade maybe kill or 2 on the exit, but not even really be worth your time.
Yeah, no, I agree with this. You don't. There's no way you're winning this round with no kits.
Silly kills here. A couple of sillies, maybe.
This could be more than just silly kills. You got to remember how extended this bomb radius is now, man. There's a crossfire at the bottom of T stats, and I don't think they can just fully save in Banana right now. And if they do, the peak will come through after Dangerous back turn. Free kill comes in, and they're doing a decent chunk of damage out of this. Couple extra kills, only 2 stay alive. That's a massive win for Carpe Diem.
Two guns carried, one being a Galil. If they're an AK, they can find whatever guns that they need other than that, including the AWP if they wanted it, but it would sacrifice a lot of utility as a response. But even still, as mentioned, there isn't a lot of money left in the pockets of Carpe Diem in the first place, so it should be easy enough for Poseidon and Doom. Get their money going. This gap slowly begins to close. Inferno, a map that is unforgiving on majority of these peaks as CTs, alone with pistols, so playing with stacked bodies up towards one side of the map is going to be the name of the game as Micro's close Seb afar. Both of them at least trying to help one another out once they do make their way up and through, as Micro does get his chance. Shot onto the first, not ready to react onto the next. They jump instead, but Seb's 5-7 is not treated out. It's a 4v3, guns on the floor, and that Molotov actually gives them the chance to grab them.
Now things become a little more interesting if you're looking at it for Carpe Diem. However, they've still not pulled anybody over. No, there's no way. Bomb's walking back. Limitless are going to try to go B. Set down Banana. They need to find this trade. Grape thinks maybe that's it, but Lake, will he ever be cleared? I don't think so. Pulling out the sidearm. They have checked it, and this gives him an opportunity. One that he takes for at least the one. And now Arcade on the MP9 with a doable one. And then they come running into B. They line up, but it's not the SMG specialty. So no more discussions. Limitless finds 6, but again, there's a slight heart attack to be had in that round.
Yeah, that gets a little bit dangerous from the spectator position just the same. You and I are on our toes. You can imagine what it must be like to be inside of the server as either a Limitless or Carpe Diem player watching that last couple of kills unfold. So we're here. 5 AKs, finally, for Limitless, who have been working with SMGs across a multitude of these players, upgrading from the Galil just the same, but the CTs have their big brain in the corner. Wiz, not really the most proficient with it in the previous. It was a difficult way for him to get activated into this match. Yet to see him really come to life with it. Mello fluffing a nade off the wall. Did Doom actually just eat a nade from... Okay, no, I thought it was from his teammate on accident, but no, it'll already be the damage from the banana nades that give Micro a freebie. Wiz able to react onto the first, and the teammate dropping in his place for the second is an easy refight for him to find them a double-man advantage.
Now you just chill. Let them come waltzing into you. Sometimes it can be really difficult to hold back a full T-sided approach, but with only a handful of players left, I mean, the default setups could work pretty much. So the pace slows to a crawl, and Limitless decide to take their business through the archway. Dangerous first spotter, and Seb, realizing how low he is, going to call for backup and just try to stay alive. Hearing them start to wrap him down, he's only got so many places he can go. Extra presence in from CT, and honestly, felt like he didn't even need it. He even added a kill to his own tally with that. Everything went well that round for Limitless, and they'll quickly shut down the momentum. I'm sorry, for Carpe Diem, they'll shut down Limitless momentum and go to double digits.
Need to grab a hold of this round, to be honest with you. This is 11 for Carpe Diem, and what will be backs turned away for a moment at the very least for Carpe Diem if they can catch them off guard. With the brackets timing with these pistols fast, nobody aggressively peeking into mid. Smoke down to the bottom though, and they are left stalled out. No real way to get into this one. Flashbangs don't work the same in this game to be able to reclaim that space, as Micro is burning out in their Molotovs, might I add. It's an unwarranted 48 damage that doesn't really grant them a thing other than basic knowledge that Banana was clear, but now Micro is going to be jump spotting forward, smoke in hand. Pistols still can be potent, even at this range. HP favors the Tech 9 and the P250 in close proximity, but that's not going to be the case for at least a few more moments. And he can waste another 18 seconds with his PC utility he's got pulled. Oh, okay.
Well, or he can just waste Dangerous instead, and then throw the smoke. 2 for the price of 1. Good start for Carpe Diem. And this eco doesn't seem to have much more threat to it, it feels, now with that man disadvantage, with players rotating over, with info starting to come through and the utility flying. And they know exactly what's to come. The AKs, even blinded up, decide to take names with them. Mello, however, has other intentions with a double back and putting himself to 18 HP. He's at least granted them a bomb plant if they take it. Okay, they're just making sure they cross their T's and dot their I's and such. Don't want to be throwing away your only chance at this round because you didn't clear the site. Oh, but I don't know if they'll get a bomb plant.
Yeah, they faked the bomb plant. They didn't go for the commitment, and now things are going to get hard. That nade is going to finish break, almost guaranteed, and while Mello does get it through, it's going to be a small win for them as a 1v3 in this HP at this place on the map. It is going to be a hard one. The shotgun at range, though, upgraded to an AK. Could have been dangerous if Seb wasn't able to find that one, but even so, everything smoothens itself out for the side of Carpe Diem by the end of it all. Okay. That's your teammate, dude.
It's okay. They're having a good time. But looking less and less forgiving now for Limitless, who can't seem to catch a break in these rounds. Beyond that 2K back from Mello, it was really one-sided the entire time through, and that's been the case for a lot of the rounds we're seeing out of Carpe Diem. There was that quick streak of, maybe a chance, but this is what feels like it, at least of Inferno. If you can't put something up here, then That might just be all she wrote, honestly.
It's in mid, spotting nothing. Not going to be the biggest issue for them, though. They didn't really expend a whole lot in order to get that information as Doom. Yeah, kill onto Micro, the heaviest hitter for the side of Carpe Diem thus far in the match at top side Banana, is going to be a massive victory for them now with 2 players still separated from the APAC. I think towards B in its entirety now, actually. There's no one directly on the A site at all. It's a shotgun at Arch, and I don't know what the idea behind this is, but maybe they know something I don't, because this is not going to be doable for Arcade in the slightest.
Dang. But
okay.
Given an inch, he'll take it a mile. He's at least got the one. But yeah, it's probably. Oh wait! Oh no! That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. They're gonna cross over, and they don't exactly know that Arcade's come back through from lane. Oh, this is not good. Having to use up one of their own smokes on what should have been a free crossing, free passageway. Bomb thrown down, and Arcade's still here, just waiting for the right moment, the right opportunity to come through and strike. But gets taken down through the smoke, and now it seems like all is gonna end well for Limitless unless Carpe Diem have something to put up on this retake. Don't count them out yet.
The time wasted that it took for that bomb to get into the site was a near catastrophe, but even still with the utility left under the belt to the CT-sided players, they are able to sneak in with a double kill, one with an HE and one with the rifle itself, as Poseidon now has to clutch from an unlikely and unlikely position, I say, but low HP off, one missed shot, Poseidon's gotten it, the double, the 1v2 in the 7th round at the very least, with a couple of shots back. AWP as the gift that he receives in exchange for bringing his team that one step closer and sending Carpe Diem down the doldrums in terms of a full buy. No chance.
Nah, this is a save. No question about it. Limitless are still in this. Carpe Diem, they had a couple of opportunities to close out that round, but it feels like in these clutch moments, when you need to see Wiz hit some of these give me freebie shots, and that's one of them, he's just come up short. Not someone we've spoken of much in this Carpe Diem domination, even though the score doesn't necessarily depict that anymore. Maybe now he looks to change the bill as a flash goes into Arch, sets him up well, but he gets stuck on a wall, and Seb falls the same fate, a double opener that's handed to Limitless. And now the only one who remains to try and salvage this is Micro T, at least in the Archway side. Arcade's come to assist, and there is a low member in the bunch. Dangerous isn't going to be a non-threat at all, but beyond that, USB isn't going to get much done, and yeah, there come the trades.
At least Eagles at B, that's where they look to head. Will they walk into him for a kill? Maybe more? It's probably not, but the man can dream. This is about as good as it could possibly have looked for Limitless. From the curveball thrown their way, they handle it with grace. Nothing really all too dangerous from them, and a missed new box molly that won't spread to fully clear out his spot.
I don't think it's gonna matter though. Blake, 1 kill, maybe a second to come and find, but yeah, only got so many in the mag. I mean, Grape and Titan were low, but you gotta remember, he's gonna have to reload. Like, there's just no way you have enough bullets to take care of everybody unless you 1-dig him, and that opportunity had already come and gone. But it was, you know, still interesting. Got a kill out of it, some damage.
I mean, he hit him both.
Made him worry a little bit.
He had 2 bullets for Dane, right? He had 1 bullet onto Poseidon, 1 bullet onto Grape, and then he had 3 more that he was given the chance to be able to hit, and that close, it would have done them with 1 shot to each in the chest. There was a world. I saw the vision. And then the player at Banana would have given him enough time to reload. Could have been something, but that's not the role of them. I would have liked to have seen something crazy happen like that, but it's alright. Still time for it. In this round, though, fast up through Banana and Seb put on the deep side of the cubby with the smoke giving him cover to dance around. Doom will lose his life, but Great is there to get it back. Any more than that, and it'll be massive, but Seb's still in the same spot. Slides back in despite having 26 HP to remove his biggest issue, and that point of contact has been nullified.
Dude, Seb is farming right now. Him and Micro T are just an army, and there's no stopping them. I'm loving this. But not done just yet. We've seen them work from these deficits before. However, a Molotov could put less of a story on the table. And Arcade wants to go back in? Dude, what is this repeat? How would you ever anticipate this? Flash goes in, they at least know because of the audio cue, but So does Arcade, with the knowledge that players are still in the apartments. So this AAA sided stack is still well warranted in their knowledge.
Seb, the one who was low over at B so long ago. Now with the info that they're making their way up, with that flashbang, he's on low HP, so one bullet will do the trick. It won't be from the
I thought he was gonna hit his own
it'll be
teammate.
from the AK, but Lake still inside of the site,
Oh, no!
still inside of the pit. This has gone awry. Now a clutch that Poseidon isn't able to pull through as Lake's USP puts him down and finds them map point. Oh my lord. What a bomb site hold from them. Great attention taken away from the player inside of the pit for Lake to be even able to manage those kinds of shots. Hearing the AWP is already fired off, realizing the fact that, you know what, maybe I can take this 1v1 as he cocks the gun back. You know.
Really, that was incredible. This game has been absent of clutches, it feels like, but maybe beyond the first half. That was one that puts a smile on your face. Wiz, they try to set him up, he gets flashed off, basic stuff, and they reset back into their default A-hold, still only pistols to try and manage beyond the AK and Galil of Dangerous and Poseidon. However, they aren't scared of the op so just yet. Oh, Arcade, that's a big misjump. That's gonna tell them that somebody's, or maybe even two players are in lane. Splash, the bird wonders, Anti is the first, but not the second. There's still so many players here to worry about. Wiz, Arcade, everybody completing these kills, or maybe not. I don't know how things actually turned out to be even. I thought with that setup, that should be doomed for failure, but instead it's doomed for a plant. And now a 2-on-2 retake comes in.
Have to stem the bleeding right now, Carpe Diem, as this is a bomb plant around win that Limitless are going to be all for, as the rest of this game, in terms of buys, is going to be all out anyway, having that ability to carry over a couple of guns around win and the lost bonus and the bomb plant on top is going to be massive for them, as it's now Seb and Dangerous between that and the clutch and the win, as Dane is not going to bite onto the bait too early, eventually shall kit onto Seb, but actually no kit at all. It will be that 9th. It will probably not be a save. I don't know if he's out of the range, and he's not. Oh, not carried over. Something that could have offered them up, maybe a force buy back, knowing they would have been on a double for the next couple of rounds regardless. This is where things get interesting.
And again, remember, there's no establishment of funding for Carpe Diem right now. Like, you're gonna go 2 for the price of 1 for the remainder of the game, and this isn't one of those ones. Oh, I guess depending on how you look at it, but you get my drift. And now, Carpe Diem, they may have let their best opportunity slip. This could easily go to overtime looking like this.
Good. It's gonna be an important round for Mello to really get active. Very, very close. Majority stack of Carpe Diem. Hearing all these HEs come through, you have to realize that there's at least 3 players here, as a 4th nade is about to be sent forward. Easy enough of a read, as Arcade Zeus is close range just the same. If anybody gives them a little bit closer of a peek, they're going to be done for. Not going to hit the mark, though, but Lake's USP will. Wiz to help out, and great needing to hold down Mouse 1 for the rest. Successfully so.
I mean, like, there wasn't really much that was going to happen there. It would have been cool, but kill or not, I really don't think it goes anywhere. Just considering how much emphasis there was put on, like, trading Doom. There was 2 players behind him. There were 2 coming out from apps. Like, there was no world where Doom, you know, falls, a gun's given over, 2 more kills come of it, and, you know, it's really also that ends well. But maybe they can do some more damage in the end. Make their buy a little easier. Grab that AK from library. Increase their repertoire just a little bit more. I mean, with a save like that, I think maybe they can throw an op in the mix. But are they gonna? Okay, they are gonna go. I was gonna say I didn't really see a reason why they wouldn't. Oh, never mind. It's just a Mag 10.
Nice.
Whoops. Yeah, definitely off territory now.
Are they gonna keep that? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, they need all the money that they can into the next round should they lose out here, but they've expended it all anyways. My god, wait. They are just barely able to scrape by, even with the Mag 10 being utilized by Arcade.
So you lose this.
Oh, man.
That might just be overtime. Like, this is it for Carpe Diem. Limitless, they fought hard to get all the way back here. But this is going to be one of their most important rounds of not only this map, but of Limitless' potential ECL future. Everything's stacked against them. How do they fare so far? Pretty good. Doom, double mate comes down. He only takes a chunk of 31 damage. Spam is the only way they're finding a kill in bracket. And Lake wants to give it to him. Damage is 10. But nothing concrete, and that's where things are going to start to add up in the favor of Limitless. Utilities running low, they're getting map control, they're getting space, and there's not a lot to stop them. Grape peeking in first. Was Wiz? Yeah, he's waiting for a flashback, and so is Limitless. This is going to be read onto.
3 more flashes, 1 smoke. This is nothing for Carpe Diem to make a retake happen. If they lose out onto this bomb site hole, if they aren't able to get a kill into it quickly, this is where they're going to have to really just think about the save. They get Poseidon, they get Doom as well, and Wiz, the Wiz kid at Archway, is able to find them all 3. Maybe this game is done here and now. The offer puts the rifle in his hands, and he will deliver, at least in this round, from what was once an abysmal start. Could be a classic finish, as Dane has no chance against what is Arcade, jumping up and down, displacement of the crosshair, not able to be reined back in, and Anthran, it is Carpe Diem to walk it over the line in regulation after all.
Dude, I really thought that was going to overtime with how things were starting to add up, with how Carpe Diem were starting to struggle a little bit, and you even said it yourself. Like, they invested pretty much everything they had to barely scrape by with a decent investment in the very last gun round of regulation. That had overtime written all over it. However, Carpe Diem, to toot my own horn, the ones I came in touting are the ones going out.